Hi, so I thought I'd make a little video about LJ's diet and how that all changed and where we are now with it. So LJ has autism. He started showing signs around 18 months up to about 24 months. Prior to that, he used to eat everything that babies eat. So, all your blended foods, he'd eat bananas, he'd eat anything we gave him, he'd eat, and there was no problems at all. When he got his diagnosis and when we noticed things were changing, sorry, it took a while to get his diagnosis, but around 18 months, we noticed things changing and he wasn't eating everything that he used to. So things just sort of slowly stopped, and then we found that he was sticking to pureed banana, and very, very bland foods. We then got to a point where he wasn't eating the banana, he was just sticking to the bland foods. Obviously, we went to appointments about this. It is unfortunately just part of the autism, the restricted diet and the limited diet that he will take. And where we're at now is he mainly eats chips, bread, specifically brioche. He will eat crepes. Fruit wise, the only thing he will eat is the Kiddylicious smoothies, the strawberry and banana ones. He will eat strawberry, has to be Peppa Pig fromage-free yogurts. Crisps, it has to be Walkers or Doritos. He knows by the packet, it's the way it looks, and I think sorry about that, I'm not sure if it's a visual thing, or so he has like safe foods that he likes to stick to. These safe foods are in his communication book. I have done a short on that, sort of explaining how that works. And it's hard because obviously naturally you worry, you want to make sure they're getting all the right foods, all the right vitamins, nutrients that they need. He has had blood tests and things at the GP surgery. They've all come back really good. All his levels of everything, which I'm just like, well, how when he's not eating all the good stuff? But it's like his body has adjusted to what he's putting in it, and everything's come back great, so that's really good. Introducing new foods is constant, so we will offer daily LJ things to try and get him to try them. 99% of the time he won't. He may come over and touch it and he smells everything. More likely with dad than me to try something new if he's going to, but he just doesn't want to. I'm hoping over time that will change. So I did a short video on the multivitamins we give him as well, so I make sure we're supplementing that. I make sure it's got good amounts of everything in. And we just keep doing what we're doing, really. I would love for him to make a family cooked meal and him sit and eat at the table with us, but that's just not something that is going to happen at this time in our lives, which is fine as long as he's okay. He is okay, he is healthy. Drinks wise, he drinks water. I give him a Coke Zero if we go to McDonald's and he gets chips, and he drinks sugar-free Vimto, but water 99% of the time, that is his go-to drink. Which is really good and positive. His teeth are in good condition, which is brilliant considering his diet is probably more a sugar content than what it should be. But just regular brushing. Fortunately, he's excellent at letting us brush his teeth, no bother at all. He never has been bothered about it, so that's really good. We're very fortunate there. And like I say, all we can do is just continue to offer, continue to try, and hope his diet varies a little bit more. I'd really like him to eat meat and more vegetables and, fruit and things like that, but we will keep trying. If anyone has any tips or advice or anything, they've tried, they can recommend, that'd be brilliant. I'm always researching, I'm always looking, I'm always trying to think of new ways to introduce things. But it's hard. Like I say, even if I buy, he likes the strawberry fromage frais, but if I buy that in a different brand, even if it's the same pot but it says Paw Patrol on, he won't eat it because it doesn't look how he perceives that should look. You know, he's recently started eating the corn nuts. He really craves that like really salty or really sugary taste, I've noticed, like with things. You know, but like I say, it is what it is. He's healthy, that's the main thing. We will keep trying, and hopefully his diet does improve. I was debating making a video on his lunchbox, but then I was like, oh, what are people going to say? But at the end of the day, we're going to give him what he will eat. I'm going to offer him what he will eat. I'm not going to restrict. I'm not going to just put in foods that I know he won't eat, because my concern is he's going to be hungry. He can't tell anyone he's hungry. You know, LJ's non-verbal. You know, he relies on me as his mum to give him his safe foods, and that's what I am doing, and that's what I'm going to continue to do until we can expand those safe foods. But yeah, if anyone has any advice, please pass it on. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.